During the reign of the nominal Mughal Emperor Muhammad Shah Rangila, Ali Wardin Khan, the governor of Bengal, declared his independence in 1741 AD. Second one, Aud Sadat Khan, who became governor of Aud in 1722 AD under the Mughal emperor, subsequently became an independent king. He ruled Aud till 1739 AD. He treated Hindus and Muslims equality, suppressed the rebellions, Jamindars, and gave his kingdom peace and prosperity. He was succeeded by Safdarjung, who ruled till 1754. He secured the military help of the Marathas to suppress the rebellion against him. Third one, Punjab. During the time of the Mughal Emperor Ahmad Shah Durrani, a successor of Nadir Shah in Afghanistan, obtained a formal cession of the Punjab from the Mughal Emperor. After the Third Battle of Panipat in 1761 AD, in which Durrani played a leading role and defeated the Marathas, he was compelled to withdraw from in his native kingdom of Afghanistan. Because of the non-cooperation of his Afghan followers, the Sikhs, who by this time were hammered into a military power, occupied the country between Rawalpindi and Jamuna. They occupied Lahore in 1764. The Patiala state was founded by Amar Singh in 1767 and became the chief Sikh power to the east of Sutlej. In 1792, Ranjit Singh succeeded to the headship of Sukarchakia Mizil, one of the 12 Mizils or divisions into which Punjab was divided. In 1799, when only 19 years old, he helped Jaman Shah, ruler of the Afghan kingdom and a grandson of Ahmad Shah, in invading the Punjab. Jaman Shah was pleased with Ranjit Singh and appointed him as governor of Lahore with the title Raja. In 1799, Ranjit Singh made many conquests and established Sikh power in Punjab and Kashmir. Ranjit Singh was a bold soldier and efficient administrator and a clever diplomat. He established his kingdom in Punjab and conquered Kashmir, Peshawar, and Multan. He built a strong, disciplined, and well-equipped army. His army was trained by Europeans, and Western equipment was provided to the soldiers. It is said that his army was the second best in Asia during the time of. The first being the army of the English. In his government, the Sikh, Hindus, and the Muslims were employed. He was a devout Sikh and respected the other religious also. This is third independent regional state. Next, fourth one, Hyderabad. In 1722, Asaf Jah was original name is Chinklich Khan, became popular known Nizamul Mulk, became Wazir of Emperor of Muhammad Shah. He found it impossible to bring the government of the empire into order, and so in 1723, retired to his province, the Deccan, where he became independent and founded the Asafjahi dynasty in 1724 AD. The Deccan provinces of the empire had become independent with him. Nizam ul Mulk Asaf Jah established good administration in his kingdom. He kept the Jamindars under the control and tried to ride the revenue system of its corruption. He employed Puran Chand, a Hindu, as his diwan. After death of Nizam ul Mulk in 1748, Hyderabad witnessed much political disorder. South of the Krishna River, the coastal province of the Carnatic extended to the Maratha principality of Tanjavur. This was dependency of the Nizam, who maintained his authority until his death in 1748. South of the territory of the Nizam, along the coastal strip, there was no powerful state to maintain a balance of power. After the death of the Nizam in 1748, Dost Ali, the Nawab of Carnatic, busied himself with expansion in preparation for a bid for independence. This is fourth regional state in India. Next one, fifth one, Mysore. Between Malabar and Carnatic lay the Hindu states of Mysore. Mysore was originally a part of the Hindu kingdom of Vijayanagar. It became independent under the Hindu Raja of Wadayar dynasty. After the disaster which befell the Vijayanagara Empire in 1565 in the Battle of Rakshas Tangadi or Tallikota War, Hyder Ali, who started his career as soldier in the service of the Raja of Mysore, by the dint of his abilities, rose to become a Fauzdar and then the commander-in-chief in the Mysore army. In 1766, on the death of Raja, he captured the throne and became the Sultan of Mysore. He and his son Tipu Sultan became formidable enemies of the English. Hyder Ali was a daring soldier, a shrewd diplomat, and an able ruler. Starting as a soldier in the Mysore army, he became its commander-in-chief and made use of Western military training with the help of the French to strengthen the Mysore army? Please listen carefully, all of you. Very, very important question. Hyder Ali. You can ask short question. Hyder Ali or Tipu Sultan. In 1755, he overthrew the Mysore ruler Nanjaraj and ascended the throne. Throughout his life, he was engaged in wars with the Marathas, the Nizam, and the British. So, an illiterate, he was an able administrator and transformed the weak Mysore kingdom into a leading power. He followed the policy of religious toleration. He died while fighting against the British in 1782 during the Second Anglo-Mysore War. Next one, Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan, the son of Hyder Ali, was the ruler of Mysore from 1782 to 1799. This is very, very important chapter. Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan, the son of Hyder Ali, was the ruler of Mysore from 1782 to 1799 AD. Like his father, he was a brilliant commander and an efficient ruler. Most of his life was spent in wars against the British. His strong opposition to the British reveals his statesmanship. He realized the importance of navy and tried to build a model navy. He evinced keen interest in the French Revolution, planted a tree of liberty at Srirangapatnam. Please listen carefully. He evinced keen interest in the French Revolution, French Revolution, planted a tree of liberty. Tree of liberty. At Srirangapatnam. Under Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan, Mysore flourished economically. This is fifth independent regional states. Next one. This is regional states. Next chapter is India under the colonial rule. Please listen carefully, all of you. beginning and growth of British colonialism in India. Chapter is India under the colonial rule. Colonialism in the practice of acquiring and controlling another country. The conquered country is known as colony. Colonies are established for financial or political gains. The Industrial Revolution in Europe resulted in demand for raw materials for factories. The American and European explorations led to the establishment of colonies. A new era had started with the establishment of English East India Company. English East India Company English East India Company was established on December 31st, 1600 AD. Babu, don't disturb. Hello. Babu, don't disturb. Unmute చేసుకోమ్మా. English East India Company was established on December 31st, 1600 at London. With the permission of Queen Elizabeth to trade with Eastern countries for the terms of 15 years. India was under the rule of Akbar at this juncture. Mughal Empire was politically sound and economically very rich on the eve of the advent of European trading companies in India. After the death of Akbar in the year of 1605 AD and sanction of permission to English East India Company to establish their trading center at Surat. Surat by Jahangir, son of Akbar. Jahangir a new era in the history of India started during the time of Jahangir. The period between 1600 to 1757 may be considered as the seeding stage in the expansion and consolidation of East India Company's power in India. The successors of Akbar were not capable and diplomatic. The regular wars of succession among Mughal princes and the narrow-minded policies of Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb proved dangerous to the integrity of Mughal power. As a result, after Aurangzeb's death, the imperial power of Mughal started crumbling like a pack of cards. The selfish Munsabdars and provincial governors of Mughal emperor revolted and declared independence. At the same time, East India Company succeeded in exploiting the disunity among the native princes. It went on expanding its colonies in various parts of the country due to its success over fellow European trading companies like Portuguese, Dutch, French. A brief of account of Portuguese, Dutch, French, English East India companies and their activities in India will help us to understand the success and the growth of East India Company authority in India before the Battle of Plassey in 1757 AD. The first European company came to in India, Portuguese. First European company came in India, Portuguese. Second one, Dutch. Third one, French. Fourth one, English East India Company or England or Britishers. First one, Portuguese. The Portuguese were the first to succeed in exploring direct sea route to India. Dom Henry, the ruler of Portugal, popularly known as Henry the Navigator, showed enthusiasm in starting a school for navigators. He provided money and men to the explorers. Bartholomew Dias successfully reached the southernmost tip of South Africa, the Cape of Good Hope. In 1497, Vasco da Gama, 1497, Vasco da Gama Vasco da Gama who sailed among African western coasts, turning round the Cape of Good Hope, guided by Abdul Mazid, a Gujarat pilot, reached Calicut in the western coast of India on May 17, 1498. This event opened a new era, not only in the history of India, but also in the history of the world. The advent of Vasco da Gama was seriously opposed by the Arabs, but Jamorin, at the time of the ruler of Calicut, welcomed it. Jamorin granted the permission to trade and provided Vasco da Gama the spices and medicines in exchange to the goods he brought from Portugal. The spices carried back by Vasco da Gama were computed at 60 times cost of the entire expedition. In 1500, Portugal sent Cabral with 12 vessels and 12 soldiers. Cabral, while fighting the Arabs, came into conflict with Jamorin also. Vasco da Gama revisited India in 1502. Gradually, trade centers were established in Cochin and Kannanur. Francis de Almeida was appointed the first governor of Portuguese in India. Who is first governor of Portuguese in India? Francis de Almeida. He and successfully defeated the Arabs and Egyptians in the naval battle at Dayu in 1509. Francisco de Almeida was introduced to blue water policy system or the naval supremacy, followed by Almeida relegated the Arabs to the second position. Albuquerque laid foundation to the Portuguese supremacy in India. Being most dynamic, he was instrumental in Portugal emerging as a new force in India through acquiring monopoly over the trade. He encouraged the Portuguese men to marry Indian women and seriously involved himself in colonization and fortification. He captured Goa in 1510 by defeating the Bijapur Sultan. Goa emerged as the headquarters of Portuguese trade in India. The Portuguese monopolized the trade of pepper and spices and collected taxes from the Asian traders. His successors acquired Dayu Daman, Salsette, Basin, and Bombay. However, the Portuguese supremacy of Eastern trade starting failing down as the other European powers enter the trade during the last phase of the 16th century. This is Portuguese details. Next one, Dutch. Next, coming to the Europeans in India, Dutch. It's called Dutch United East India Company. Was established 1602. Dutch United East India East India Company. Among meeting the smaller companies trading with Eastern countries, till then the Dutch concentrated their trade in the beginning in Java, Malaya, and Sumatra, known as Spicy Ocean, and established their first trading center at Machilipatnam. Dutch center, the first trading center established in Machilipatnam. The first trade center, Machilipatnam. A fortification was built in Pulicat in 1610. Pulicat in 1610. Trading center of the Dutch emerged in Surat in 1616. Surat center in 1616. Bhimunipatnam in 1641. Chinsura in Bengal in 1653. Kasim Bazar and Patna centers were established in 1658 AD. The credit of shifting the European trades from spices to other goods goes to the Dutch, as they have shifted their trade for the first time from spices to Indian cloth. Next, Danes. This chala chinna country. Alternate Danes antaru. Danes were the people of Denmark. Dutch were followed by Danes in India. Danes established their settlement in Tranquimbar near Tanjavur and Srirangapur in Bengal. Srirangapur was their headquarters. This is Danes. Next one, British. The English East India Company was established in the year 1600 AD, December 31st, by a squad of 200 adventurous British traders. This not only monopolized the Indian trades, but also captured the Indian political sovereignty in the later stages. While it was Queen Elizabeth who authorized the company to trade with the East. During the period of James I, Captain Hawkins was sent to Jahangir Court in 1608. As the first ambassador to establish trade relations with the Mughal Empire. Hawkins failed in his attempt due to the intervention of the influenced Portuguese. The Thomas Roe, who came in 1615 AD, succeeded in securing permission from Jahangir to trade with India. As a result, the British established their first settlement at Surat in 1616 AD. However, earlier to it in 1611, the British succeeded in getting permission from the Sultan of Golconda to establish a factory at Machilipatnam. In 1639, Francis Day of East India Company secured Madras, now called Chennai, from the Raja of Chandragiri, where he built fort at St. George. St. George Fort, constructed in 1641 AD, Bombay, now called Mumbai, was the Portuguese settlement which was given to the British king as he married the Portuguese princess. The King of England in turn gave Bombay to East India Company for rent. Gerald Angier development Bombay into a great trading center. Bombay developed Gerald Angier into a great trading center. Next one, last, coming to the Europeans, French. The French were the last to enter into India to trade. The French East India Company was established in 1664. French East India Company. French East India Company was established in 1664 AD by Colbert. The finance minister of Louis XIV, the French emperor, it was a company started by the government itself. French established their first settlement at Surat in 1668 AD. Trading center emerged at Machilipatnam in 1669 and at Pondicherry in 1674. The founder of Pondicherry was Francis Martin. Later, Pondicherry went on to become the French headquarters in India. Factors at Chandanagar, later, Pondicherry went on to become the French headquarters in India. Factories at Chandanagar or Chandanagore on the banks of river Hooghly in 1690, Yanam in Andhra Pradesh, coast in 1723 AD, Mahe on the Malabar coast in 1725 AD, and Karaikal on the Coromandel coast in 1739 were established. It was Francis Martin who became the French Director General in India in 1701, worked hard to improve French trade centers in India. Lenoir and Dumas, who succeeded him, kept the French flag flying. Under these circumstances, Dupleix became Director General in 1742 AD. Dupleix, the French Director General in India between 1742 and 1755, was the founder of French Empire in India. As the Governor General of Pondicherry in 1742, he put an end to the influence and corruption in the government and improved the administration. He was ably supported in the administration by his wife, popularly known as Begum Jona. In 1744, the population of Madras, Bombay, and Calcutta reached 30,000, 70,000, and 1 lakh respectively. This is coming to the Europeans. First came to Portuguese, after that Danes, next Dutch and French, and the last came to the India. French East India Company was established in 1664 AD. This is European companies. Next, expansion of East India Company. The first Anglo-French rivalry, it's called known as Carnatic War. The first Carnatic War started in 1744 to continued 1761 AD. Next one, the Second Carnatic War started 1748 to continue 1756. This is Second Carnatic War. Next one, the Third Carnatic War started 1756 to 1763 AD. This is very, very important. The Third Carnatic War started in 1756 to 1763 between Britishers and local rulers. It was also an war of 7 years war outbreaking in Europe between England and France. In this historic war, the French suffered the most humiliating defeat. English armies led by Sir Eyrecourt inflicted a crushing defeat on French in the Battle of Vanduvash in 1760. The Third Carnatic War ended with the Treaty of Paris in 1763 AD. The defeat of French marked the end of its power in India. This is the Third Carnatic War. Next one, the conquest of Bengal. After scoring a grand success in Deccan and Carnatic, English planned to conquer the Bengal state. Bengal was a rich with textile, silk, and salt petre. When English began to 42 forts William at Calcutta, Nawab did not stop this. Then started Battle of Plassey. Battle of Plassey. Please listen carefully. Battle of Plassey started in June 23, 1757 between Robert Clive and Siraj-ud-Dawla. Battle of Plassey, June 23, 1757 AD between Robert Clive and Siraj-ud-Dawla. Please listen carefully. Very, very important chapter. Short question key. You can ask this Battle of Plassey. The battle that took place near Plassey laid the foundation of British Empire in India. Robert Clive, who recaptured Calcutta, went on to consolidate the British position in Bengal, having come to know that Siraj-ud-Dawla is favorable towards the French. Robert Clive occupied the French settlements in Chandranagar. The French influence in Bengal came to an end with the loss of Chandranagar. Robert Clive decided to replace Siraj-ud-Dawla with a puppet. A conspiracy was organized. Mir Jafar, the commander of Siraj armies, being a traitor, joined hands with Robert Clive, Manik Chand, Siraj respective at Calcutta. Amin Chand, a merchant, Jagat Seth, a banker, Rai Durlabh, a feudal lords, Kadim Khan, another commander of Siraj's army, also joined the conspiracy. Amin Chand was instrumental in carrying out the negotiations between Clive and other conspirators, for which Clive promised him to give 30 lakhs rupees. Later, Robert Clive proposed certain provinces which would never have been accepted by Siraj-ud-Dawla. As Siraj-ud-Dawla refused to accept the conditions, then war became inevitable. A treacherous battle took place near Plassey, a place 30 kilometers away from Murshidabad, the capital of Bengal, on June 23, 1757 AD. Battle of Plassey has an historical importance. The battle revealed the weakness and the influence of the native rulers. The East India Company defeated the Nawab of Bengal, none other than the Mughal Subedar, went on to establish sovereignty not only over Bengal but also on India. Clive was appointed the governors of Bengal in 1758 AD. Next, another battle was named Battle of Buxar. Battle of Boxer, 1764 AD. East India Company continued to plunder Mir Jafar and Bengal, which led to bankruptcy. The expenditure incurred by the Madras and Mumbai centers were to be borne by Bengal government. Mir Jafar could not fulfill the greedy and unsincere demands of the company. Once it had the new governor of Bengal, replaced Mir Jafar with his son-in-law Mir Qasim. He gave Burdwan, Midnapur, and Chittagong districts to company 29 lakhs of rupees were presented to company officials. The advocated Mir Qasim sought the help of the Shah Alam, the Mughal Emperor, and Siraj-ud-Dawla and Nawab of Oud. Ajay, unmute చేసుకో. The armies of the Triple Alliance comprised Shah Alam, Siraj-ud-Dawla, and Mir Qasim were defeated in the Battle of Buxar by the British Army under Sir Munro on October 17, 1764. Battle of Buxar became far more important in history as witnessed the defeat of Mughal Emperor and Nawab of Awadh, who also happened to be his wazir. The end of the Buxar battle led to the Treaty of Allahabad in 1765 AD, by which Mughal Emperor bestowed on the company the Diwani right to collect revenue and administration civil justice. This is Plassey War and Buxar War. After that, British government was introduced three revenue systems. First, introduced Cornwallis. Lord Cornwallis was appointed the Governor General in 1786. Cornwallis, who belonged to a family of feudal lords in England, wanted to make a mark in military conquest. He fought for his country in the American War of Independence. Cornwallis was introduced permanent settlement. Permanent settlement of land revenue by Cornwallis. Among all the reforms introduced by Cornwallis, permanent settlement of land revenue is prominent. Cornwallis was to concentrate on the land revenue as the cloth trades carried on by the company is agriculture based. By the time Cornwallis became the Governor General, the Jamindars collected taxes from the peasants, paid them to the government, deducting their share. This is first land revenue system. Second one is Mahalwari. Mahalwari system. Mahalwari system introduced by William Benting. William Benting. Third one, Raitwari system. Raitwari system was introduced by Monroe. Sir Thomas Monroe. These land revenue system introduced Britishers and collected the financial strategies in India. Next, last, very, very important chapter, 1857 revolt. 1857 revolt. In the history of India, the 1857 revolt of Sipai became a fascinating event. The oppressive and unjust policies of East India Company between 1757 to 1857 forced the various sections of Indian society to revolt under the leadership of Indian Sipais working in the East India Company's service. There were several causes for the revolt of 1857. They may be grouped into political causes for the revolts. First one, political causes. Second one, economical causes. Economic causes. Third one, social causes. Fourth one, religious causes. Last one, military causes. Political causes. The conquest of India by the British had dispensed many Indian rulers of their territories. British introduced policies such as a subsidiary alliance and the doctrine of lapse for annexing fresh territories in India. Dalhousie used doctrine of lapse to annex many states, including Satara, Jhansi, Nagapur, and Awadh. According to Ishwari Prasad, Dalhousie's sweep of the princely houses carrying in its wake a complete description of social and economical system, galvanizing into a political disconnect. This annexation created suspicion and uneasiness in the minds of ruling princes of India. Royalties and pensions of some princes were stopped. The announcement that Mughal ruler after Bahadur Shah II will lose title of emperor and annexation of Awadh hurt the feelings of Indian Muslims. This is first cause. Next, second one, economic causes. This is very, very important cause. Indian economy was relegated to the position of colonial economy by the East India Company. Indian economic resources were utilized not in accordance with the demands of the Indian economy, but were spent to meet the needs of the British economy. When there was a demand for Indian goods in Europe, Britain encouraged the exports from India by reducing the export tax, and when the demand was reduced due to the production of goods on account of industrial revolution in England, the taxes was increased. To meet the industrial requirement of Britain, India became the producer of the raw material, and the raw material was exported to India for cheaper rates. Cheap rates. Next, socio-religious causes. Another important cause for the turning the people against British rule was the fear surmounted them that it would convert all Hindus and Muslims into Christianity with its authority. It was due to the reason that the Christian missionaries had frequently announced that the provinces providence had shouldered them the responsibility of converting the uncivilized Hindus Christianities. They further ridiculed and denounced the long cherished customs and traditions of Hindus and Muslims. And also introduction of Western education, people feared was also a step towards convergence. Last one, military causes. The discontentment among the Indian sepoy in British Army was the most important of all the causes. The revolt had its beginning in Indian sepoys only. The British Army was divided into two. Indian soldiers were called sepoy and European soldiers are called soldiers. The Indian sepoys consisted of Hindus and Muslims. Sepoys were undermined and humiliated by the soldiers and officers in the army. The discrimination shown towards them was no less than the one shown to the African blacks. Sepoys were low paid, they were deprived of proper food and boarding facilities. Highest rank a sepoy could attain was Subedar. In addition to this, the free postal service enjoyed by the sepoys was stopped in 1864. Then, (1857) revolt started in May 10th, 1857 AD. Today, time is over. Thank you, one and all. Today class is over.